Will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. Okay, welcome to SAP S4 HANA uh, SD certification training. So in the course S4605 sales processes in SAP S4 HANA sales. In this course, in the unit 5 controlling sales documents. In this course, in this unit, today we are covering this topic: controlling sales documents, sales document type. Okay, basically today we will be moving to configuration. Basically we are moving to configuration. Okay, controlling sales documents, sales document type. Okay, in this the topics that we are going to cover, they are: identify the elements that controls the sales documents. What are the different elements that controls your sales documents, like sales order and all, we'll understand. Give examples of different sales document types used for different business processes. We will see different document types we have. Explain the function of sales document type, what sales document type does actually, that we will see. Okay, create customizing settings for the sales document type. So we will see today configuration, basically backend customizing. Restrict the validity of sales document types to sales area. So how to restrict a particular sales document type to a particular sales area, how to do that in the configuration, I will show you. So these are the topics we will be covering in the uh, controlling of sales documents, sales document type. Okay, so controlling sales document. So before going into the sales document type, okay, we need to understand the structure of a sales document. Normally sales order, if you take a sales order, it will have header data for each item. For each item it will have item data, and in the item data you will have schedule lines, and for each schedule line there will be a schedule line data. This we discussed already, but before going into the details of the sales document type, we need to understand the structure. So this is the data it will have. So let me show you this once. Okay, then we will move on. So let me log into the system. Okay, so if you take any sales order, so let me go to a sales order. Okay, if you take this sales order. Okay, so here the sales order will have header data. This portion is header data. Okay, now if you still want to see in detail, you need to click on this button, display header details. If you click on that, you see here header data. So that means all this is header data. Okay, now if I go back, if you see this item, this is item. So if you select the item, if you click on this button, it will take you to item data. See, item data. So all this data in the various tabs will belong to this item. Item number is 10 and the item is nothing but material. This is called item data. Now in the item data, if I go to schedule lines, you have two schedule lines here. If I select this second schedule line, if you click on this button, it will have schedule line data. See, schedule line data. So you have three levels of data: header data, item data, schedule line data. So now our sales document type will control the header data. I'll come to that. Okay, let's understand some theory. Sales processes are controlled by customizing for sales document. So normally your sales process will be controlled by the backend customizing. Okay, which we will see in a minute. Customizing for sales documents can be done at header level, item level, and schedule line level, depending on the structure of the document. So you do configuration for header level, and at item level and schedule line level. Three levels you can do. Okay. The instruments for control are the sales document type, item category, and schedule line category. Okay. So the header data, suppose let me put in a file. Header data will be controlled by configuration of order type, sales document type, sales document type. Okay, I will show you all these things. Then item data will be controlled by item category. item category. Okay, and then schedule line data, this is controlled by schedule line category. Schedule line category, I'll show you these things. Okay, so the header data, if you see this one, sales document type will control the header data, item category will control the item data, and schedule line category will control the schedule line data. So if you go to the order again, suppose when we are creating the order, if you recollect, when we creating the order, we are giving a order type here. Okay, for sales order we are giving IR, and for inquiry I gave IN, if you recollect the earlier sessions, and for quotation I gave QT. Okay, so this will control, this order type will control the header data, it will control the header data. Now if I go to a sales order which is already created, let me go to a sales order. Okay, if I go to the sales order which is already created, if you go to header data, you can see the order type with which it is created. This will control the header data. This is also called as sales document type. Some people will call order type, some people will call it as order type, or some people call sales document type. Both are same. Okay, now if you go back, now this item data will be controlled by item category. If you scroll to right, you can see item category. What is item category here? Dan. Okay, so in our case order type is OR and item category is Dan. Okay, in the next session we will discuss about item category and its functions. Now sales schedule line data will be controlled by, I'll go to schedule lines, select the line item, go to its schedule line. So here you see there is a schedule line category. Here you see what is a schedule line category here? CP. So this will control schedule line data. Okay, so today we are concentrating on the sales document type, order type, how it controls, what is the configuration settings behind it, how it functions, all those things we are discussing. And this item category functions, schedule line category functions, we will discuss in the subsequent sessions. Okay, so let's continue. Uh, you need to make settings in customizing so that the item and schedule line categories are determined automatically in the sales document. So if you see, when we create sales order, the item category and schedule line category, these are determined automatically, no need to enter them manually. Anyhow, how they are determined we will see in the subsequent sessions. Okay, to fully set up a business process in your system, you need to configure the system for forwarding data from sales document to subsequent documents according to your needs. You can do this in copy control. So if you see this, we are creating a sales document, suppose let's say sales order. Okay, now, or let's say you are creating a quotation. Okay, from quotation we are creating what is a subsequent document, normally sales order. So to copy the data from the quotation to sales order, you need to make settings, relevant settings in the sales document type, item category, and schedule line category, so that the data will get copied to its subsequent sessions, the subsequent documents. This is called copying control. That copying control again we will discuss in this in a separate session. Okay, but today we are concentrating on the sales document type and what is its functions, how it is used, if you make certain settings, how it control, all those things we are discussing. So today our concentration on the sales document type. Okay. Uh, so now before going into the sales document type, we need to understand basic functions. Okay, so you need to configure several general functions, basic functions for the sales documents. Like these include the following: partner determination, text determination, incompleteness, pricing, material determination, delivery scheduling. This we discussed already. Okay, free goods, cross sellings. All these basic functions you need to first configure, and then you will assign them to the document type or item category or schedule line category. So you configure all these basic functions separately, and then you will assign them to the either sales document type or item category or schedule and category in the configuration. Okay, this we will see when we go to the configuration. Okay, so all this you can fine tune these settings at each level within the sales document. Okay, the sales document is not completely configured until you have processed all these necessary basic functions. So you have to configure all these basic functions as per your requirement, and then you have to assign to these three levels, three criteria basically. Different business processes can be identified and controlled by means of a sales document type. So basically, sales document type, you will control all your business processes. Okay, you can use different functions for different sales document type. Okay, so within using the sales document type, you can have different functions. Suppose, for example, pricing but not inventory updates are needed to create an inquiry. So when you create an inquiry, you do pricing, but no need of any inventory update because it is just an inquiry. Okay, we'll come to that. Now, now sales document types customizing. So what happens is, now we will go to the configuration customizing. Okay, what sales document type does basically. Okay, but before that, if you recollect, when we created the inquiry, suppose if you recollect our flow, first we created inquiry. When we create inquiry, what document type we used? IN, if you recollect. Okay, suppose I'll go to inquiry. When we created inquiry, VA11. When we created inquiry, what document type we used? If I go to the list, I used IN inquiry. This is the document type. Okay, and when I created the quotation, quotation, what document did I use that time? QT. Okay, if I will show you this. When I created a quotation, VA21, what document type did I use? QT. If I go to the list, I used this one, standard one, QT, quotation. So this is for different functions, we used different document types. Now when I create sales order, what document did I use all the time? I used OR. I used OR. So for different business function, I used different document type. Okay. So now let's continue. So now let's see the sales documents type customizing. Okay. The standard version of SAP system. The standard version of SAP system includes a variety of predefined sales document types. So standard SAP already comes with some predefined sales document type. These provide you with examples of how to use sales document types. So these will tell you how to use this sales document types. If you go to this picture, you see in the pre-sales phase, we used IN and QT. These are standard SAP document types, order types. And you during sales phase, if you recollect, to create sales order, we used OR. Of course, there are some other ones which we will discuss later in our course: rush order, cash sales, consignment fill up, all these things. Okay. And for complaints, if you recollect, we used this returns, RE. So for different business processes, standard SAP has provided already different document types. Different document types. Okay. Uh, so now, during the implementation of your system, these standard definitions may be modified to suit the particular needs of your organization. So when you implement SAP system, these standard order types you can modify if required. You can change them. Okay. So where you can see all these order types, you need to go to configuration. Okay. So I'll go to the configuration. Go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Click on SAP reference IMG. Scroll down. Go to sales and distribution. Open this. Okay. Go to sales, sales, sales documents. Open this. Sales document header. Open this. You see here, define sales document types. This is the place where you can see all the order types. Sales document type. Where if you see, if you want to go to OR, click on the position, then type OR.